What's up, guys? It's Bill, and welcome to another episode of High Volume Games. Here we are today playing one of my favorites. We are playing Legends of Boxing from Stone Mountain Press. I've been looking for a boxing game for a long time because I used to love this game in the early 90s called a Sierra Championship Boxing for the PC, and I wanted something in a board game that would really kind of give you that feel. It was just like cheesy game. The graphics were very silly, but you were able to make your own like boxing federation using these boxers from all sorts of eras, and this game, Legends of Boxing, definitely fits that bill. They have lots of sets for each division, heavyweight, middleweight, featherweight, lightweight, welterweight, and you can just pick whoever you want to fight. And so what I did is we got the heavyweight division. I picked two fights, random draws. So today we're going to do those two fights, and we'll see what happens. So in our first fight, in the red corner, fighting out of that fighting city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, we have the Italian stallion, Rocky Balboa. And his opponent in the blue corner, fighting out of Jasper, Alabama, we've got Eric Esch, also known as Butterbean. So this is going to be an interesting battle because we've got two heavy hitters, and I don't see this being a technical fight at all. I think this is going to be power, lots of haymakers, at least in these first couple rounds. I think, my honest opinion, Balboa is the favorite. If Butterbean can get some good shots early, he's going to be dangerous, but as the fight goes on, it's going to lean more towards Balboa. But we are going to start this off. So what happens is each card has a type. As you see, Balboa is a P. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Balboa is a P, so you check each guy's opponent, and then you have a number, and then you go to the score sheet, and it will tell you, okay, so if red's a 9, and blue's a 4, you check it out, and that's going to be what the control is. So I've written that down. It's an 8 versus a 12 in this first match. Then you have to check what stance they're going to be in, and you roll your 20-sided dice and decide what stance they're going to be in. Both fighters took the outside stance for this first round. That can change each round. So now we're going to get started. On the paper, I put what their control number is for the round. I put the mode that they're in. I put the endurance, their power, their chin, their will, all things that are going to pop up throughout. So we're actually ready to go in this fight of 12 rounds. This is not a championship bout, so it won't be 15, it'll be 12. But I don't know if this one's going to go that long, but we'll see. So what we do is we're going to roll 3 die. Yeah, there's 5 dice total. There's 2 20-sided die, red and blue. There's a 6-sided die. This is for defense. And then there's 2 die. Now, normally it's a black and a white 10-sided die. I have these orange ones just because I bought them in a set from the local board game shop and wanted to use them in a game. So this was the perfect game for that. So we're going to roll. Each roll is 20 seconds of time. And we're going to start at the bell and go to the 3-minute round. And after the round, we score. We get the judges' scores. We see if anybody wants to change up. And that's what happens. So We'll roll our first set of dice. So you want to get, so like I said, Balboa is an 8 control. Butterbean's a 12 control. You want to get above that number, and you want to get, you kind of want to get more above, because if one guy gets above the number, they get control. If two guys get control or above the number, it's the person who has the most who's higher in control. And then if both guys are in control by the same number or neither are in control, we go to the split action chart. So let's roll it. So our first roll, 14 for Balboa, 12 for Butterbean. So that's a +6 for Balboa, a 0 for Butterbean. So Balboa is in control. He put a 1 on the defense. Butterbean can block a 1 or a 2. So what happens is we get a defended punch. So now we roll our 2 10-sided die, come up with a number. It's 33. So that is just a missed punch. Balboa swings first, but does not connect. And that is the first. That's our first roll. So second round is a 13 for Balboa, an 18 for Butterbean. It's +5 versus +6, so Butterbean gets it. If he has a 2 defense, Balboa only can defend 1. So this is going to be a scoring punch. And it's a 41. Now that is a K7. So what happens is you go to their power, and if that power is more than the number you hit, so in our case a K7, so if he's 7 or more, he would get the knockdown attempt, and in this case he's an 8, so this is a knockdown attempt here. Now, so we check on the chin chart here, and Balboa, in only after the first knockdown, or after each knockdown, Balboa's chin goes up, but right now his chin is only a 5, so he can get a serious knockdown right here. It's a 38. So 38 is a 3-point punch. Great start for Butterbean. Now a 3-point punch. I think we'll look at our quick reference card. A 3-point punch, the attacker is automatically in command for the next punch. So we don't have to roll these. He is in command. It's going to be a defended punch, 62. It is a 1-point hook. So Butterbean starting off with getting 4 quick points here. And we're back to rolling for control. So Balboa 11, Butterbean 10. That's a +2 for Balboa. And a 4, so this is a scoring punch for Balboa. And a 54 is a 1-point jab. Balboa on the board at the 1-minute mark. It's a 5 versus a 3, so nobody is in control, which means we go to the split action chart. Now we look, outside versus outside is their chests. So they're sizing each other up. So we roll on the chest board, the chest section, 37 is juke and moves. Right now, both for this section of the match, both guys just jockeying for position. So there we go. So this is a 10 versus a 3, so it goes to Balboa, but he's a 2 defense, which Esch can block. So it's a defended punch, and it is a 13. Now a 13 is a side slip and counter, which means now Butterbean is actually going to roll to try to get a hit. And Butterbean with a 66 is a 1-point hook. So now Butterbean is at 5 points with 1 minute to go. If he can get one more point, he's going to earn himself a TKO point. So it is a 9 versus a 13, so that is +1 versus +1. It's a split action, so we're going to roll against the chess section. It's a 63. That is juke and move, so nothing happening there. Okay, it's 8 versus a 15. That is Butterbean +3. So, and it is a 3, which means it's a scoring punch for Butterbean, which means he's going to get a TKO point on Balboa. It's an 89, so it's a 2-point double jab. And our final roll for the round, 19 versus an 8 with a 4. That is Balboa in control and is a scoring punch. And it is a 16 for a 1-point jab. So that is going to end the round. Butterbean's going to score 7 points a round. Balboa's only going to score 2. So because you get 6 points in a round, you get a TKO point. There's a whole chart here that shows how many points get. Here it is: 6, 10, 14, 17. So Butterbean will get 1 point, 1 TKO point. Now Balboa has 11 TKO points he can have before he's in danger, so it's not, it's not bad right now. So he will put a first TKO point on Rocky. So we don't have, oh yes we do, because we're in the 3 to 5 range. So we're going to have to roll for, 2 things we're going to have to roll for. We're going to have to roll the scoring chart to see what the judges say happened in the round. And then we're also going to roll to see if Rocky Balboa wants to change his style. So the blue will be the judge, the red will be Balboa's change. Okay, Balboa is going to move to pressure. And Butterbean is not going to do well in this round. Actually, he's going to do okay. He rolled a 4, which means the judges are going to score it 10-9 Balboa, 9-10 Butterbean, and 9-10 Butterbean. Well, that first judge saw something a lot different than we saw. So since Balboa is going to be in pressure, we have to change a few things. So we'll put outside and pressure. And now we have to change. So keep hearing go like a bug or something. I have so much lights on that who knows. Anyway, so we're gonna have to now go into our round 2, set up our round 2. So they're gonna be in pressure and they're gonna be outside. For control reasons, it was an 8 versus a 12. Now it's gonna be a 6 versus a 12. So Balboa's gonna have a much better shot at getting control. Now we go for endurance. Now both guys lost 2 endurance for being outside, but Rocky loses 1 because he got a TKO point. So he's going to be at 31. Butterbean's going to be at 16. Now Rocky would lose 1 defense for pressure, but he already is a 1. So he's going to just stay a 1. Butterbean will stay a 2. And everything else for this round stays the same. Although the thing that's going to be for Butterbean's card is that, if I can get it, right here it says power -4 after second round. So this is the last round. He's going to be an 8. So he needs to throw some bombs here. So here we go, round 2. It is a 6 versus a 17 with a 4, so that is +5 to Butterbean, so he gets control. It's a scoring punch on the outside, and he rolls an 8, which is a 1-point hook. Butterbean continuing to take this match so far. Hold on. I could roll all 5 at the same time, but... Alright, so it's a 2 versus a 6, so nobody is in control, so we'll go back to our split action chart, and we have to look now for pressure versus outside, which is normal. So we'll just roll normal chart. It's 48, so it's juke and move. Okay, third roll is a 9 versus a 5 with a 2, which means Balboa's +3, so he gets it. It's a 2 though, so it is a defended punch by Butterbean. So Balboa's going to punch, but it's going to be defended. Let's see what happens. It's a 17, so it was just dodged by Butterbean. We have a 9 versus a 2 with a 2, so same situation. Balboa in control, but it's a defended punch. It's an 81 though. 81 is a 1-point hook. So Balboa tying up the round. Next roll is a 14 versus an 11 with a 6, so it's Balboa in control. Scoring punch, and it's a 74, so that is a 2-point combination. So for the first time in a round, Balboa leads. Next roll is a 16 versus 11, so control goes to Balboa, and a 2 means it's defended. And it's a 3. This is going to be a 1-point uppercut and a cut possibility. So his cut rating is, Butterbean's cut rating is a 3, which means he can be cut with anything below a 12. So a roll, it's a 15, so he's okay. Alright, so that puts him, Balboa only 1 point away from a TKO point. It is a 9 versus an 8, so it again control goes to Balboa, but it's defended. It's a 98, which is a 2-point. No, sorry, it's a 1-point wild combo. So that gets Balboa his first TKO point on Butterbean, and Butterbean has less TKO points. A 3 versus an 11, so nobody's in control. 75 on the normal chart is an even exchange, 1 point for both. And last roll of the round is an 11 versus 11 with a 1. Control goes to Rocky Balboa. It's defended. It's a 59, which is a counter, which means Butterbean's going to get 1 shot on the pressure roll. And it's a 96 for a 2-point aggressive combo. So, at the end of round 2, Balboa scored 6 points that round, and Butterbean scored 3. So now, in this case, we will give Rocky in the red is going to roll for judge's score. Butterbean in the blue is going to roll to see if he wants to switch positions. So Balboa earns a 10-9, 10-9, 10-9 for his 11. So he took all the judges on that round. And Butterbean's going to move into pressure. He knows that, okay, now it's, things are starting to, we're going long here for him. He has to pull out all the stops. All right, so let's put our round 3 stuff in. So Rocky's going to be a 6. Butterbean's now going to be a 10. They'll both be pressure. Sorry, let me give Butterbean his TKO point. So he loses 3 endurance because of that. He's now down to a 13. Balboa loses 4 points because he's in pressure, so he's at a 27. Butterbean is going to lose his defense now, so it'll be 1-1 on defense. And power, Balboa stays at 7. But Butterbean's going to drop to a 4. Because now he now will have a lot less chances to throw that knockout punch. So here we go. That was round 2. We are getting into round 3. It is a 3 versus a 15 with a 3. So that is a scoring punch for Butterbean. And it's an 81. That is going to be a K3. So Butterbean is going to go for a knockout or a knockout or a knockdown. Let's knock him down first. So again, since he hasn't been knocked down yet, Rocky's chin is a 5. It is an 81, so that is a 2-point punch. But a good start for Butterbean, who knows he's got to get this match done. It is an 8 versus a 17 with a 4, so another scoring punch for Butterbean. It's a 35, so it is a 1-point punch with a possible cut. Rocky's cut is a 4. He bleeds a lot, so anything under an 11. It's a 14 though, so he's alright. So we go to our third roll for this round. And it is an 11 versus a 12. So that goes to Rocky. It's a 6, so it's a scoring punch. It is a 96, which is a 2-point aggressive combo. So Rocky getting hit early, coming back as we get through the first minute of this round. 14 versus a 9 with a 2. That is a scoring punch for Rocky. And it's a 33, which is a K8. Unfortunately, Rocky is a 7, so it becomes a 2-point punch. We got a 15 versus a 10 with a 5, so another scoring punch for Rocky. It's a 44. This is a 1-point combination. So he's now 1 point away from putting another TKO point on Butterbean. 5 versus 3, so that is a split action. Now pressure and pressure is a brawl, so we'll roll on the brawl chart. It's a 21, which means clinch. So they get hooked up together and the ref pulls them apart. Okay, 10 versus a 12, which is +4 versus +2. With a 1 though, so it is a defended punch for Balboa. A 26 is actually a 1 point for him, but it's countered by Butterbean. So Butterbean can now get a shot in. And his 72 is a K4, so it's good enough for Butterbean to get a knockdown punch. So again, bringing on the 5 for Rocky's chin. And it is an 18. That is a knockdown. So let's go to our chart, because I want to make sure it's going to be 6 points. And now we have to make a will check. Make a will check to see if he can regain his feet. If the fighter gets up, the attacker gets 2 automatic rolls on the finisher table. For each knockdown suffered, reduce chin and will by 1 point for the remainder of the fight. So, now the problem is Rocky's chin goes up 1, and then for each knockdown. But so we're going to roll on the will, which is over here. And Rocky's will is a 10. So Rocky is essentially okay. He's because you have to actually be at an 8 will. So Rocky's fine. His will is going to go down 1. Technically his chin goes up 1. But now Butterbean is going to go the will down to 9. Butterbean gets 2 rolls on the finisher chart, which is over here. With a 20-sided die. So his first one is a 1. So actually, he missed, and Rocky gets a point. And the second roll is a 16. That's good enough for a knockdown attempt. Now his chin, his chin, because the thing goes up. So he's a 6 now. And he rolls an 8. It is another knockdown for Butterbean. But again, since his will is a 9, he is legitimately okay. And he's basically saved by the bell here. But this is a big 10. Sorry, I wrote that wrong. Big round for Butterbean here. As 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 points for Balboa, but 12, 13, 14, 15 points for Butterbean. Now that will be 3 TKO points for Balboa and 1 for Butterbean. So we look at the scoring. 2 knockdowns is a 10-7, so Butterbean will get 10 sevens on each judge for his 2 knockdowns in the round. What a turn of events here. But now Balboa's chin was up again, so he's at 7 chin. His will does go down, because that's not part of his power-up. So his will is now an 8. We'll see if he wants to change. He's going to be a 10, so he's going to move to the inside now. Rocky going to change a little strategy. Butterbean's going to keep that pressure going. He knows he's going to be wearing down. So he is going to... So Rocky's going to now be a 7 versus Butterbean's 10. Pressure, or inside versus pressure. So Balboa loses 4 for pressure plus 3 TKO points. So he'll be a 20 now in endurance. Butterbean lost 4 plus 1. So he's going to be at only an 8. Balboa is going to still be a 1. So is Butterbean. And their power is 7 and 4 and 5 and 8. Oh, no. His chin is now, his chin is now a 7 and 8. Okay. So that puts us into round 4. Seven versus a 9, so with a 6, Rocky is in control at the start. And he rolls a 16, that is a 1-point hook. 14 versus an 18 is a +7 versus +8, but 1, so it is a defended punch for Butterbean, and it's a 73, which is a 1-point combination. Four versus a 4 is a split action. Now we're looking at inside versus pressure, which is a brawl. It's a 15 in the brawl. So foul check on the blue fighter. Uh-oh. And Butterbean is a average. He's not clean, he's not dirty, he's just average. So let's see what happens. It's a 10, so a marginal foul. So we give him 1 foul point. So foul points, 5 points, you will deduct 1 point from the fighter's score. So he's okay. But if say Balboa gets 5 points, Butterbean gets 5 points, we'll add that foul point and give Balboa a TKO point. But right now, still early in this round. Uh, 15 versus a 12 with a 5, that's a scoring punch for Balboa. It's a 32, it's a K9. Balboa is not powerful enough, so he gets 2 points. 3 versus a 15 with a 4, that's a scoring punch for Butterbean. And it's a 64, which is a 2-point punch with a cut possibility. So we look at Balboa's cut rating, it's not very high. But Balboa blocks it, or it's okay. He's like hitting iron. So next one is 18 versus a 3 with a 1. So that's a defended punch for Balboa. And it's a 29, which is countered. Butterbean hits a 1-point hook. Fairly even in this round. It's 4-3. Going into the last minute of the round. It is a 20 versus a 19 with a 1, so it's a defended punch for Balboa. Balboa rolls a 57, which again is dodged by Butterbean. And he rolls an 18 for a 1-point hook. He actually now has enough points to give Rocky another TKO point because of the foul. 5 versus a 12 with a 3. That goes to Butterbean, and it's a scoring punch. It's a 44, which is a 1-point combination. And it's a 9 versus a 20 with a 2, which is a scoring punch for Butterbean. And it's a 61, which is a K5. Unfortunately, he's a 4, so it ends as a 2-point punch. So another round, pretty much for Butterbean, as he'll score 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points versus 3 for Balboa. That's another TKO point for Balboa. He's at 5 now. We're going to roll to see what happens between first the judge's scoring, and then will Balboa move to a different stance. So Butterbean 13 actually goes 10-9, 10-9, 9-10. Again, Balboa gets a judge's roll here and gets one judge to fall with him. And he's going to be a 7, so he's going to stay inside. So the numbers will stay the same, 7, 10, I and P. Now, endurance, Balboa loses 4, 3 for being inside and 1 for the TKO point, so 16. And Butterbean is now at a 4, so what's going to happen is next round we're going to see some more issues with Butterbean. He's going to gain control. He's going to lose defense. So basically he's going to have no defense for the rest of the match. He's going to get a power drain. So he's going to be really starting to feel it now. Whereas the other, he's been fine, but now as the match progresses, he's going to really feel it. Okay, we are in round 5 of this 12-round fight. This has gone further than we thought. And Butterbean is winning on points right now. 2 versus a 20 with a 5 is a scoring punch for Butterbean. He knows what's coming. 47 is a 1-point hook. 12 versus a 6 with a 6 is a scoring punch for Balboa. Balboa with a 45 is a 2-point body head combo. Alright, 40 seconds in. 6 versus a 6 is a split action. And we're still going in brawl. So let's put our chart back up. It's a 66. In the brawl is a even exchange, 1 point. So each guy gets 1 point. 18 versus a 2 with a 5 is a scoring punch for Balboa. He rolls a 28, which is a 1-point combination. So Balboa's at 4 for the round. This is the first round. He's really ahead, starting early. 12 versus 19 is a +5 versus +9. So it's a score for Butterbean, scoring punch. And he rolls a 50. That's a K6, which means he's not powerful enough to get that, so he's going to get a 2-point punch. So they're even for the round. Oop, rolled the wrong die, but that's okay. Next one is a 9 versus a 13, so it's +2 versus +3. So it's a scoring punch for Butterbean. It's an 88, which is a 2-point combination. So that puts Balboa at 6 TKO points. He is going to start being on watch if he doesn't start defending soon. 20 versus a 19 with a 5 is a scoring punch for Balboa. And it's 76 is a 2-point combination to the body. So he's got 6. So a TKO point for Butterbean. It's a 3 versus an 18 with a 6. So Butterbean with a scoring punch. And a 72 is a K4. So it's a knockdown attempt. So Rocky, though, his chin is now a 7. It started as a 5, but he's been knocked down twice. So now his chin is a 7 because he's superhuman. And he rolls a 70, which is a 2-point punch. This was a really good round going into our last roll. And it's a 17 versus an 18 with a 1, so it's a defended punch for Balboa. And a 77 is a 1-point hook. So they are going to end up with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Balboa. And 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 for Butterbean. So Butterbean wins the round as far as points goes. We'll see what the judges say. But we'll see what Balboa is going to do. 17 means Butterbean should get the round. No, actually, well, no, it's 1. So it's going to be 10-9. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. That one was 9-10, 9-10. 10-9. And this one is 9-10, 10-9, 9-10. So Butterbean gets 2 10s, but again, one judge says no. It went to Balboa. Oh, shoot. Let's see. Balboa's going to stay inside for this round. So the 7-10 continues. What's going to happen, actually, no, it's going to be 7-11 now, because what happens is Butterbean is now going to be in fatigue mode, level 1. So his control is going to go up 1. His defense is going to go down 1. He's going to be at a -1. Balboa is going to be at a 12 for endurance. Power Butterbean now is a 3. Chin stays the same, and will stays the same. So now Butterbean has got a lot of endurance problem. He's got an endurance problem, so his power is going down. So we're going to get ready for round 6. Round 6 is a 19 versus a 15 with a 2, so scoring punch for Balboa. And it's a 10, which is 2-point hook. Next one is a 13 versus a 10 with a 3, so another scoring punch for Balboa. It's a 72, that's a 2-point combination to the body. Sorry, I forgot to give each guy there. One. Yeah, I forgot to give each guy their TKO point. Okay. So, third roll for the round is a 6 versus a 13, so it goes to, it's a defended punch with a 1 for Butterbean. It's a 38, which is dodged by Balboa. 13 versus a 10 with a 5 is a scoring punch for Balboa. It's a 48. 1 point hook. So Balboa starts off the round with 5 unanswered points. 18 versus a 10 with a 3 is a scoring punch for Balboa. And a 38 is a 2 point cross. Uh-oh. This could cause an alarm for Butterbean here because, again, he only has 7 TKO points. He had 3 already. If he gets up to, he got now has a 4th. If he gets up to the next one, he'd be at 5, and this could become a TKO watch soon. It won't be this round but it could happen very soon, especially with his drainage happening. 6 versus a 3 is a split action. Or it's actually a 3 versus a 6, so a split action. So we're going to look at a brawl. It's an 85, so it's going to be an even exchange, 1 point apiece. So Butterbean gets on the... Butterbean gets his first point of the round, but is now in 8 points given up. A 10 versus a 15, so it's +3 versus +4, so it's scoring punch for Butterbean. And a 63 is a K5. He only has actually 3 power now, so it's only a 2 point punch for Butterbean. But Butterbean would like to get 3 more points before this round ends. Give another TKO point to Balboa. 12 versus a 15, so it's +5 versus +4 with a 1 defended punch for Balboa. 53 is a blocked punch, so no points. Okay, Butterbean needs to block this last roll of the round. It is a 17 versus 16. It's a scoring punch for Balboa. And it's a 68. It's going to be a 1 point short hook. So that's okay because that's going to be 9 points for Balboa, which means he only gets 1 TKO point to Butterbean. Butterbean only scored 3. So as far as scoring goes, that's going to be an automatic 10-9, 10-9, 10-9 for Balboa. And we are going to go into round number 7 here. Let's see if Butterbean's going to change his style, get out of this pressure stance. No, he's not. He's going to stay in it. He's going for it all here. Unfortunately, that may hurt him. So he is going to be, or Balboa is going to drop to a 9 endurance. Butterbean's going to be in a -6. So he's now going to lose 1 chin and 1 will. Which, if Balboa can hit that knockdown punch, could hurt him. Okay. So here we go, round 7. Score-wise, that was the first real win for Rocky, other than round 2. So Butterbean has the lead still. But we'll see what goes on. As this goes on, well, Butterbean's going to be hurting. 3 versus a 4. Split action. Nobody's in control. Let's roll. And they're still in brawl. And it's a 10. So it's a foul check on the red fighter, Balboa. He is a clean fighter, so we'll roll. And it is a marginal foul, 1 point on Balboa. So again, they're only at 1 point. 5 points is for a deduct. So nobody's really in trouble yet. 14 versus a 4 with a 4. That's a scoring punch for Balboa. And it's a 25 for a 1 point short cross. 7 versus a 14 with a 2. That's a scoring punch for Butterbean. And an 86 is a 2 point uppercut. Butterbean saying, I'm not done yet. Stop throwing me out. It's a 5 versus a 7, so it's split action. And it is a 64 in the brawl, which is a 1 point even exchange. So both guys getting a hit here. Um, 18 versus a 20 is a plus 9 versus plus 9. So it's split action. No, I'm sorry, it's plus 11 versus plus 9. So it goes to Balboa. Scoring punch for Balboa. It's a 34. That is a 1 point uppercut with a possibility for a cut. So we'll roll on Butterbean's cut. And it is a cut. So we're going to now roll the D100 on the cut chart. It is a 38. So it's a minor cut under the right eye. So we'll put that. Now to go on to our quick chart. Actually it doesn't say. Okay. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's 5 on one spot or 9 total, but I could be wrong. But we're not even. That was the first cut point anyway, so we're not worried about that yet. I have to. The directions are right over there. So we roll a 3 versus a 19 with a 6. That's a scoring punch for Butterbean, who rolls a 78 for 1 point hook. 16 versus a 2 with a 5. That is a scoring punch for Balboa. And Balboa with a 97. That's a 2 point uppercut. 1 more point, and that's another TKO point for Butterbean. 11 versus an 18, so that's going to be Butterbean getting the scoring punch. 63 is a K5 punch, so it's actually 2 points because he's not K5. So he now has given Balboa his 7th TKO point. Uh, 17 versus a 1 with a 3. A scoring punch for Balboa. And a 78 is a 2 point punch. So good hit right at the end of the round. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Balboa. 2, 4, 6 for Butterbean. That's the second round. Balboa's won in a row. We'll see what the judges say. 1 point can flip-flop on that one. So we'll roll for Balboa for the score and Butterbean for his stance. Balboa's going to roll 14, so it's going to be red, no, I'm sorry. It's going to be high favorite, which was Balboa. So 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. 2 straight rounds for Balboa. But remember, he's got to make up that 10-7. Butterbean is now going to move to the outside. So another TKO point for Balboa, his 7th. Another TKO point for Butterbean, his fifth, but remember he is now 7, he only has 7, so 2 more TKO points, and he is going to be in watch. But the thing for him right now is, for the TKO watch, they're not really, none of them are really, oh yeah, sorry, I was right on the cuts. It's 5 cut points for any category and 9 overall. But if someone were to go into TKO watch, they would have to lose the previous round by 4 points or trailing 6 points in the round. And really, we haven't had that type of round yet, or in the past few rounds. So we're not really worried about that yet. Although it's round 8, so Balboa loses 4 points. So he's at a 5. Unfortunately, Butterbean loses 5 more points. So he now is at level 3 fatigue. So his control's going to go up again. So 7 to 12 now. And his power is going to go down to a 2. So this is getting, again, we're seeing more drainage for Butterbean. Balboa is starting to show up. He's won the last 2 rounds. So it's going to be interesting. And yeah, so just for this stream, because this fight has gone longer than the pros, aka me, expected, we'll do this fight today, and we'll do the Joe Louis Jersey Joe Walcott fight tomorrow, and we'll put it into 2 separate streams. All right, so let's start round 8. It's a 10 versus an 18 with a 5. That is a scoring punch for Butterbean, who says, "Don't count me out yet." 49, 1 point up. Is it 18 versus a 5 with a 3? That's a scoring punch for Balboa. It's a 51. It's a K7. That is good enough for a knockdown attempt. So we are going to go, now Butterbean's chin is 8. Wait, no, is it an 8 still? Yeah, no, it's a 7 now. So Butterbean chin is a 7, but it's a 76, so that is a 2-point punch. Uh, 20 versus a 20 with a 5, so that is a punch. That is a score for Balboa, as it's plus 13 versus plus 8. So Balboa gets another one. 58 is a 1-point combination. Uh, 7 versus a 2, that's Balboa with a 3, another scoring punch. And it's an 18 1-point hook. 10 versus a 4 with a 6. It's scoring punch for Balboa. And it's a 60, which is a K6, which is another knockdown attempt. It is a 54, which is a 3-point punch. Now this is getting interesting here, because that is the 6th TKO point for Butterbean, and he is now down by 5 in this round, and Rocky is in control of this next segment. So if this keeps up, there could be a TKO actually. Because, again, that if he gets his TKO up to his TKO rating and he is trailing the round by 6 or more, it could happen. Not saying it will, but it's possible. He is in control of the round. So we will roll. Well, he's in control of this next roll. It is a scoring punch, and it is a 29 for a 1-point combination. So he has now 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 more points, he would actually get Butterbean's 7th point, his 7th TKO point, and be up by 6 if Butterbean doesn't score again. So we're actually in TKO watch, not TKO watch, but it's a possibility now. 5 versus a 15, so it goes to Butterbean. He needed that. And it is a scoring punch on the outside. It is a 98, so it is a 2-point punch. So that could, right there, that punch could have saved the day. 8 versus a 17 goes back to Butterbean with a 5 scoring punch. 41 is a 2-point punch. Butterbean got himself out of danger. 12 versus a 10 with a 4. That is a scoring punch for Balboa. A 64 is a 1-point cross with a possible cut. We're going to roll again on Butterbean's cut rating. It is cut. Let's roll the... It's a 29, which is a minor swelling on the right eye. That is actually his 2nd point on the right eye. Oh no. So let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points. So lucked out versus 5. So Butterbean, another TKO point. 6 now. He's not officially in TKO watch, but we gotta keep an eye on that. In the 3rd round, Balboa's won in a row. So we'll roll for Balboa's judges score and Butterbean's Butterbean stance. So a 6 when you're up by 4 is high, high, low. So 10, 9, 10, 9, 9, 10. And Butterbean's going to go back to pressure. He's saying, I got to go for it now, kids. Alright, so he lost 3 on that one. So 14. He doesn't lose anything this round. Balboa's going to lose 3 to 2 now. 7, 12. Inside pressure. 1, 1. Nobody lost anything that one, so it's still 7, 2, 7, 7. 8, 7. Okay, kids. This is going to be very interesting. I think the score is getting closer. 27, 36, 45, 55, 65, 75, 9, 18, 28, 38, 48, 57, 66. So the judge one has it 75, 75. I can tell you that right off the bat. Judge 2 has it 75, and Yeah, it's 75, 75, 75, 75, and so it's 75, 75, Judge 1 right now, 75, 75, Judge 2, and 76, 74, Judge 3, so for Butterbean. So, wow, is this an even match going into round 9? But again, Butterbean is starting to feel it. He is getting tired. He's getting weak. He is one TKO point from being in watch. And again, if he happened to be 6 behind once he gets to that TKO point, it could be over. So here we go. Oh, I'm sorry, wait a minute. Hold on. So he was 12. He's gone up 2. So he would be a 14 at this point. Minus the 2. Okay, so he is a 12. So it's 7 to 12. Okay, so 15 to 3. With a 6 as a scoring punch for Balboa. It's a 68 1-point short hook. 18 to 4 with a 3. That's a scoring punch for Balboa. 35. That is a 1-point uppercut with a possible cut. We're going to roll for his cut. It's a, yep, that's a 2, so that's definitely a cut. So let's roll the cut card again for Butterbean. Hopefully it's not his right eye, because he is starting to have some issues there. It's 24. It is the right eye, minor swelling. That is the 3rd point on his right eye. Um, 11 versus a 15, so +4 versus +3 with a 1, so it's a defended punch for Balboa. 54 is blocked. 12 versus a 3 with a 6 is a scoring punch for Balboa. It's a 49. It's a 1-point hook. Alright. 16 versus a 6 with a 6 is a scoring punch for Balboa. Uh-oh. It's a 24. There's a 1-point short cross. We are now to the point where if a 2-point punch for Balboa happens before a point for Butterbean happens, we would have to stop the fight. It is 11 versus 11. +4 versus -1 with a 3. It goes to Balboa. It's a scoring punch. It's a 52. It's a 1-point jab. Butterbean 1 point away from the ref. The ref is now watching him. Because he's not at TKO watch yet, but this could be a straight TKO here. It's a 7 versus a 2 with a 5. It is Balboa's scoring punch. 24. It is a 1-point short cross. That is the 6th point. That is TKO point number 7. And he is up 6-0 in this round. So the fight is being stopped. Because he has reached the TKO condition. So this fight is now over. Ding, ding, ding. I don't know if the fans are happy by this because it has been such an even fight. But your winner, 1-0, the Italian stallion Rocky Balboa, I don't know, are the fans going to be like rematch here? Because it was such a good even fight, although you could see, Butterbean led most of this fight but had lost the last 3 rounds. So, it was definitely turning in Rocky Balboa's favor, but Butterbean could not hold up. And your winner for tonight's first Volume Boxing Federation fight is Rocky Balboa. So again, guys, that is Legends of Boxing by Stone Mountain Press. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check it out. It is such a fun game. Like this game had it all. You had knockdowns. You had, comebacks. And then the ref had to stop it at the end. I mean, this was just a great fight. And I honestly thought this was going to be like a 2-round, this was going to be the predecessor for the next fight. So next stream we'll have a rematch from 1947 and 1948 between Joe Louis and Jersey Joe Walcott. All right. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope you all have a great night, and I will see you soon. Take care. Thanks for joining Bill's Day Off. Bye, guys.